We've got to talk about California, because California's top Democratic candidate for governor just dropped out over accusations of sexual assault and rape. And then in addition to that specific situation, there are also other ripple effects that many people are wondering about. But where we should start is with Eric Swalwell taking to social media yesterday to officially announce that he is dropping out of the race, saying, "I am suspending my campaign for governor. To my family, staff, friends, and supporters, I am deeply sorry for the mistakes and judgment I've made in my past," and saying, "I will fight the serious false allegations that have been made, but that's my fight, not a campaign's." Right, in that, coming after CNN and the San Francisco Chronicle reported the allegations on Friday. And I guess to some degree at least, he was right, because as reporters spoke with ex-staffers, things did seem worse than his campaign could handle. You had one saying that in 2019, when she was 21, she and Swalwell were driving to an event together, and she said he then unzipped his pants and told her to give him oral sex, which she did.
Again, I felt incredibly uncomfortable, and I stopped and I said to him, "This feels really uncomfortable, and anyone could see us right now." And he said to me, "You're right. It's probably not good for a congressman to be caught with his pants down."
Did he ask you to send him lewd photos?
Yes.
And did he ever send lewd photos?
Yes. He would send short Snapchat videos of him rubbing his penis through his pants while on the airplane.
While that accuser stayed anonymous, we saw a total of 4 victims coming out with stories that were similar to this. Different accuser than the one you heard from in the clip said that Swalwell also sent her nude images on Snapchat in 2021. She accused Swalwell of sending her inappropriate texts just 3 months after his wife gave birth to their 3rd child as well. And the allegations, it just kept getting worse as we heard more.
The 5 of us were having some drinks. At some point, it was time to go home. I got in an Uber. I was taken to the Aloft Dublin Pleasanton, where he was staying, and I don't remember what happened that night, but I know that there was sexual contact, because when I woke up in the morning, I could feel that there was, and he said as much too.
What did he say?
That last night was great. It didn't feel great to me because I didn't remember it.
Without getting too graphic, the CNN report even mentioned this alleged victim waking up with bruises and bleeding after a blacked out night in Swalwell's New York City hotel room. They're saying the next day she saw flashes of the previous night with him on top of her pushing him off, him grabbing her.
It was aggressive.
Did you say no?
Yes, I said no. He didn't stop.
He didn't stop. And you woke up the next morning.
I woke up the next morning naked, alone in his hotel room.
So now the Manhattan District Attorney's Office is investigating the allegations. Also, a video surfaced this weekend that didn't help his case. Right, and actually before dropping out, on Friday, Swalwell posted a video to all this.
"These allegations of sexual assault are flat false. They are absolutely false. I do not suggest to you in any way that I'm perfect or that I'm a saint. I have certainly made mistakes in judgment in my past. But those mistakes are between me and my wife. And to her, I apologize deeply for putting her in this position."
You also had Swalwell's lawyer telling the Times that this was a coordinated effort to undermine his candidacy, saying, "We believe these allegations are baseless and continue to seek the truth." And then also on top of all those allegations, you have Homeland Security also announcing an investigation against Swalwell for employing a Brazilian nanny without a lawful work authorization. But with all that said, in response to these mounting allegations, more than 50 of his former staff members, along with Democratic officials like Nancy Pelosi, called for Swalwell to suspend his run. You had Pelosi saying that it's clear the investigation is best done outside of a gubernatorial campaign. House Democrats also issued a joint statement calling for Swalwell to drop out, and some people have even said that he should give up his seat in Congress as well. And this is a pretty big fall from grace, because Swalwell had made a pretty strong name for himself in the Democratic Party. He beat an incumbent for his seat back in 2012. He had a short run for president in 2019 before then becoming a vocal critic of Donald Trump. And despite the race in California being pretty crowded, Swalwell received a lot of support from other elected officials and California unions, which helped him stand out from the rest. However, many of those supporters, like Senator Adam Schiff, withdrew their endorsements, calling for him to step down from the race. And so now, while we wait to see what else is learned, what comes from the investigation, you have many looking, going, okay, well, now that he's out, where does that leave California Democrats? Because there are actually 7 more Democratic candidates, including former elected officials, a former member of Biden's cabinet, and also people have their eye on billionaire Tom Steyer. And so now you have many wondering, well, where does the Swalwell vote go? Because one of the issues is that none of these candidates matter if they do not get more votes than Chad Bianco or Steve Hilton, the Republican candidates who now lead the pack in recent polling. Because in a jungle race, that's the reality. And the stakes here are incredibly high because, just talking about the 2 Republicans, while Hilton, he seems willing to work with California's Democratic-led legislature, Bianco plans to go scorched earth, saying, "You want to know how I'm going to work with the Democratic legislature? I'm not. I'm going to get every single one of them unelected. Every single day, I'm going to stand on the steps of the Capitol and I'm going to tell the California voting public about the idiots in Sacramento that are ruining their lives. Right? And if either candidate wins, the state legislature could work to block their agendas, but also the candidates, they could reshape their executive agencies, leading California into a gridlock. And both of the Republican candidates plan to maintain a better rapport with Trump than Newsom did during his time in office. For now, at least on this front, we need to see what happens with the polling. And of course, the election, it's just around the corner. It is set for June 2nd. So that's really just leaving a small window for the candidates to either go, okay, I'm going to be one of the top two, or drop out and consolidate their vote to one of the other Democrats.